On that one, he's facing up to 2 years in a state jail facility. With us, he has a gun case. Did he have an AR-15 with us? Is that what he had?
He had a handgun.
He had a handgun?
Yes.
Okay. He had a handgun with us. And I am very concerned about him. I drug tested him a couple days ago and he tested positive for methamphetamine. Also amphetamine. It's not the first time he tested positive, but it seems to me like he's falling off the rails. And I wanted to bring you here in hopes that you can help me out because I don't know what to do. But if I let him out, I know that trouble is going to find him. And I want to prevent that from happening. And I want to prevent him from picking up more serious cases or killing himself. Nowadays, there's so much fentanyl going around that it's very possible it is in some of the dope that he's using and it kills him. I'd like you, please, to confer with Mr. Chavez to see where we go from here.
Your Honor, so I have had the privilege of speaking to the family already, and the client seems like this issue is part environment. That's why the uncle is here today. The uncle is here to verify that the client can move in with the uncle and live with them in order to have a change of environment so this does not happen again.
Where was he living before
With
this?
his mother and dad.
There's no better environment than mom and dad?
When he got the drugs, it seems like it was around that area. So a change in environment could help with the situation.
I assume that you work.
Yes,
Does mom work as well?
yes.
So both of you are gone.
No están.
When the cat's away, the mice will play,
El gato se ha ido, las ratas suenan.
so to speak. When both of you are gone,
Ustedes no
we
están.
don't have anyone that's watching him. He's going to let loose. What is going to change if uncle has him?
Si vive con el tío.
Que lo llevaría a trabajar.
He would take him to work.
Who do you have with you in your house? ¿Con quién tienes en tu vida ahora? ¿Estás casado también o no? ¿Cuántos años tienes?
33.
If I let him out,
Si lo dejo,
what I will do is I will put an ankle monitor on him. We will have strict conditions for him where he is only allowed to go out. And he's how old is he?
él queda-
17, Your Honor.
Is he in school now too?
Are you in school right now?
Did you
No,
drop
he
out?
finished. I believe he got a certificate, Your Honor, from the academy.
You got a GED?
I believe so.
What I would do is,
Yeah.
the first thing I want to do, Mr. Chavez, I want to do a TRAS on him, and I'm going to do it this week. Okay, I want to see what it says is, did we do Shatoria? Where's she going? If it's not done, I'd like to do a TRAS first to see what they suggest is the proper course of action. If they suggest that he can do it out in the open, then we will let him go live with uncle. But if they suggest that he needs inpatient treatment, then that's probably the best course of action. You know, I'm gonna go.
Understood.
Tenemos aquí doctores que pueden entrevistar para ver a dónde vamos con él. Si él necesita ayuda adentro en un facility, inpatient facility,
Internado.
you know, it's great because I will pay for it for you. It won't cost you a thing. If he's out in the outside, I can't pay for it. That's what he may need.
Eso es lo que puede hacer que necesite él.
I'd like to first have him evaluated. Depending on what they say, if they say that he can do outpatient treatment, an intensive outpatient treatment, I will release him to you. He will have a curfew I will put a monitor on him, and then, you know, he can only go to and from work, and then he has to go home after that. He's not allowed to go out at all whatsoever. If he does, he goes back to jail.
Si lo hace, irá.
If they say that he needs inpatient treatment, then that's where we need to head. We need to tackle this now before it really, really gets out of control. And he does serious damage. Okay? I will tell you now,
Te digo ya,
if he's in the outside, I can't pay for it. So, and I don't know who's gonna pay for it, because that is very, very expensive. And we want him to get treated. So, Mr. Chavez, can we do that? Let's set it for a TRAS. I will expedite it, so it happens this week. We will get the results. Well, we'll get the results by probably Monday at the latest. We will reconvene at that time, and then I'll have an idea of where we will go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is what you need so that it doesn't get worse and you get out of control. I also understand that you have to want it as well, that if you still want to go out there and party, there's nothing I can do, right? But you need to take a hold of this before it does get out of control, before you seriously ruin your life. You're only 17. What you do now will impact you for the next 40 years, Mr. Cortez. Okay, guys, thanks.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Gracias por venir. Gracias.
Judge, another arraignment.
Okay,
Hey, I put the conditions.
That's fine, Judge, because they're watching one of our exhibits to make sure that.
Okay.
that we-
good morning, Ms. Villarreal. How's jail? You now know that when you go to jail, you have no one that's gonna bond you out. You will be stuck like Chuck until these cases are over with, as you now see. So when you're out there in the free world, these are the things that you must consider. Next time you get upset, you want to assault, you want to start trespassing, you want to do something that you know that you probably shouldn't do. You're now stand charged with 2 cases. You stand charged with assault of a family member. You're also charged with criminal trespass. As part of the plea bargain agreement, you are pleading guilty to the, well, not pleading guilty, but you are entering into what's called a deferred adjudication, which is a type of probation that if you successfully complete, you do not end up with a conviction on your record on the assault. And as part of the plea bargain, they're going to dismiss the criminal trespass case against you. I want you to understand that even if you're doing this deferred, there is an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that if you ever pick up another one of these cases, regardless of whether you complete this or not, you will be charged with a 3rd-degree felony. You will be looking at a minimum of 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. All you got to do is grab someone's arm and gently squeeze to where it hurts. And that's enough to where you're looking at up to 10 years in prison. You can also never own a gun or ammunition as a result of this plea bargain. Do you understand? You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, right to be arraigned, charged right to an open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. For you to successfully complete this thing, you will be required to do a batterers intervention prevention program. This is a program that you must go once a week for 18 weeks in person. And if you successfully complete, then you're basically done with this case. You must do what's called a TRAS. She had done a TRAS already while she was in there. That's an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill any other conditions they assess. Substance abuse treatment, no drugs, no alcohol, no threatening, harassing, or abusive contact with Rafael Guzman. Who is that?
That's our father's, that's our
The-
baby's father, Your Honor.
My ex-boyfriend.
You get along with this person or no?
I know.
So perhaps we should just do no contact then. Or I don't know. I mean, who's got custody of the child?
Me.
Let's just do no threatening or harassing, because I mean, that's what they had done. If you violate this agreement by testing positive, picking up a new case, not showing up, not doing your anger management class. I'm telling you now, you will be doing a substantial amount of time in jail. And I'm going to tell you now, if you like that kid, and if you want that kid to be in your life, this is the wrong way to do it. What do you think Mr. Guzman is going to do? He's going to track that. He's going to try to take that kid away from you. And this is what he's going to use as evidence and the trespass that you are out of control. So if you like that kid, and if you want that kid, straighten up and fly right. Because if not, you're going to be sitting with me for an entire year. Do you understand? I will make you a deal. If you do well, you complete that BIP class successfully, I'll take you off when you get done with that class. Don't test positive for dope or alcohol. Be nice to everybody. It's not hard. Once you get done with that class, and if you're good, I'll take you off
Thank you so much.
as an incentive to get it done quick. All right? How do you plead to the offense, ma'am? I will not find you guilty. I will withhold it for 13 months. Get it done, and then you don't end up with a conviction on your record. All right? Good luck, Mr. Villarreal.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. D.
Yes, sir.
JL, you ready? Okay, so Ms. Jackson, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. Second offense, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. What you really need to get out of this is one thing, you know, when you leave here after today, I don't care what you do, right? As long as you don't endanger my public. Like you get into a car, if you have alcohol on board, it's going to be a problem. Even if you're not drunk, it doesn't matter. An officer's going to pull up your record. They're going to see DWI, theft, theft. They're going to give you a hard time regardless. I don't care how peachy, how bubbly, how nice you are. Your record speaks for itself. They're going to assume that you have a tolerance and they're going to charge you with what now? And then what? Nope. Prison time. Up to 10 years in prison. And then you pick up a felony DWI, I can all but guarantee CPS will make an appearance in your life. And if you think it's bad now, wait till CPS gets involved. It's a veritable nightmare, not to mention a hurricane of fees that will go out of your pocket. I mean, anytime CPS gets involved, it's a complete nightmare, not just to you and your family, but to your pocketbook, because you're gonna have to hire a lawyer. And fighting CPS, it's never a pretty sight. All that can be avoided is that if you're gonna drink, just don't get into a car. All you have to do is pick up your damn phone, push a button, and you can have a car waiting for you to take you wherever you want to go for $20. As part of this agreement, you're pleading guilty to this DWI. You will be pleading to 30 days in jail. You will be receiving 2 days credit. Like I said, it'll be going on your record. I also have here that you have a prior DWI from here, actually. You have a prior DWI from 22 here in court 5 with us. Is this true or untrue? True. True to the enhancement. You are giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you can never change this or undo this. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated, second offense?
Yes, sir.
I will find you guilty. I'm going to suspend your license for 1 year. I will tell you that this also comes with a fine to DPS that you're responsible to pay $6,000.
She was appointed, she was found previously indigent in your court.
But why? Why would we reward her when, you know, it's like, it's one thing after the other. And her pleading guilty to me now says that she did drink the other day. We're literally rewarding for just one thing after. I mean, how do we get through to you, Ms. Jackson?
Sir, I was not drinking the other day. I haven't drunk in months, and I'm actually excited about that. I don't have any desire to drink. I'm focused on continuing to be on the right path and changing my life and my actions. So you're not rewarding me for my bad behavior because I'm actually doing the things that you inquired of me to do. My AA, and I'm enjoying it.
Judge, she has come to our office several times and brought in proof that she's been attending AA and doing what she's supposed to do. She
I haven't
also-
seen anything.
I have my paperwork here, so I brought it.
You do? Yeah, maybe.
If she has a bunch of AAs and she show it to me, I'll waive the fee. So what turn-in date do you want?
She can go in
Okay,
the day after her child's meeting at school.
okay, we'll do September 5th by 6 PM. Thank you, Steve. I'll wait this for you. Above all else, the only thing I'm gonna ask you to do is that if you're gonna drink, I'm going on a date this weekend. I haven't gone on a date in forever. I'm going on a date Saturday. How do you think I'm gonna go?
An Uber?
Because I want to drink a lot. But I'm gonna
Don't
take an
drink too
Uber.
much. It's not sexy. Don't drink too much. It's not sexy.
I'm not gonna let loose, but I'm gonna have fun because they have all these hoity-toity drinks and I love that stuff, but I'm gonna do it responsibly. And it might cost me an extra $40, but I know I'm gonna make it home. That's what we do. And that's responsibility. And that's caring for your kids because your life is not about you anymore. It's about your kids and they're gonna emulate you. And if they see you act like a fool out there, then those kids, if you don't treat them with love and respect and you don't show them how to act, when they turn to teenagers, they're going to be hell on wheels. And there's nothing worse than, what's the saying is hell hath no fury than a scorned woman and a scorned teenager, because a scorned teenager can really make your life a living hell. And if you don't show them right now, you're going to get a double time when they turn teenagers. I promise you. That's what you do. All right. I will find you guilty. I will follow the agreement. Good luck to you, Ms. Jackson. Okay, we'll allow you to turn in on that day. You have to turn yourself in by 6. Don't be late. If you're late, they're not going to take you, and then we're going to have a whole other host of problems. Okay,
6 p.m.
at 6 p.m. on the 5th.
All right.
Okay. Once she has jail time, at that point, we'll take all the devices off. Okay, and stay on. And you can't drink.
Yes, sir,
You're
I'm
still on
not.
bond, just so you know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, until you satisfy your sentence at that point, then we have no further jurisdiction over you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck, Ms. Jackson. Thanks for coming.
That's all I need.
I just had a discussion with him and the guy that interprets for me. And he's decided that if we want to apply, if the state would still be willing for PTI. I haven't been able to have this discussion with him until.
190 days old. This
No.
should have come up. Should have been done many moons ago.
It's been very hard to communicate with over the phone, whether he comes into the office or not, until I get a translator for myself. And that's on me, Judge. It's not his fault.
No. I'm not going to let you fall on the sword. What's his last name? Oh, Abbasi.
Boss.
Mr. Abbasi. Why are you having such a problem communicating with your lawyer?
آقای عباسی شما برای چی اینقدر مشکل داری که با وکیلت ارتباط برقرار کنی؟
ما امی حادثه که شد به اون خاطر من همراه وکیل صاحب در ارتباط شدم تا بتونم، چون من زبانم بلد نبودم، در قانونم برابر نمیفهم چون من ماجر هستم، به اون خاطر من با ایشانم در ارتباط شدم که تا بتونن من همکاری کنم.
Since I don't know the language and also I'm immigrant here, I don't know the law, so I connected to him so he can help me.
You are peeing on my leg and telling me it's raining. I had a perfectly fine conversation with you yesterday.
من با تو یک مکالمه خوب داشتم دیروز.
دقیقاً.
Yes.
So ultimately, ma'am, if you can tell him his case is 190 days old, it's now time to decide if he wants to accept a plea bargain or go to trial.
امروز الان 190 روز از کیس تو گذشته. میخوای که این چیزی که اینا میگن رو بهت قبول بکنی یا بری برای محکمه بعدی؟
Judge, we can get, if we get rejected, we're gonna set the case for review, because I'm confident he did not understand the GICs, did not understand the SFST instructions. I'm very confident, but he doesn't want to have the hearing because he's getting the impression from you that you think he speaks English perfectly. So he doesn't want to put his faith in your hands. He'd rather apply for PTI. I know how to do the PTI application quick. I do them all the time. We can get it in as soon as possible.
Mr. Mercer, as much as I appreciate you, and if you can translate this to the defendant, he's been playing games with us. Is he going to play the same games with the people on the diversion?
میگه که تو با ما انگار بازی کردی تو این قضیه.
مثلا من کدام شوخی مذاق نکردم و با واقعیت که من انگلیسی رو نمیفهمم، قانون بلد نیستم. ما دشار نو آمدیم، مدت 3 سال میشه با فامیل.
So I really didn't do anything. I just don't know the language and the law, and I'm new here. It's been 3 years I came here with my family.
He has responsibilities, major responsibilities that he could lose should he have a conviction of DWI. He's explained to me, he takes care of his mother, he has kids. I know that he will take the opportunity if given seriously. I'm sorry if it's come across to the court that he's playing games, but I do feel
completely, absolutely, 100%. Pavel, is Mr. Abbasi approved for the program or no?
No. Let me see. It was a 0.17.
If not, Mr. Mercer, I will give him 1 week to get all the information to you. If he doesn't have it in a week, he will get an immediate trial setting after that, and I will not take anything else. So would you mind letting him know, Ms. Mirabalok, that he has 1 week to get absolutely every document that Mr. Mercer needs to him to apply for entry into this program?
Yes. شما 1 هفته زمان داری که تمام اسناد و معلوماتی رو که این آقای وکیل ازت میخواد بهش بدی که تو رو در آن پروگرام وارد کنه.
درست است.
Okay.
If you fail to get these documents in, I will immediately set your case for trial and I will not accept any more plea bargains from you.
اگر اینکه 1 هفته کارات درست انجام ندی و همین اسنادها رو بدی، من میفرستم برای محکمه بعدی.
درست است.
It is your responsibility to take someone who speaks the language to his office.
باید یک نفر که زبان خودت را بلد هست به آفیس اینها ببری.
درست است.
Michael Ramirez?
Okay.
Do you understand?
متوجه هستی؟
بله.
I will not take this. I don't have anyone explaining anything to me anymore.
من دیگه نمیخوام که هیچ کس دیگه هیچ چیز رو برای من توضیح بده.
شکر، درست است.
If you have all the documents to Mr. Mercer, then next week you will come back and we will send you for a TRAS.
اگر اینکه تمام اسنادها تو با آقای مرسر بدی، بعد میای و ما هفته بعد میفرستیمت برای اون برنامه.
درست است.
Okay.
تشکر بسیار زیاد.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the help.
Sure, my pleasure, Your Honor.
Take care. We'll see you in a week.
You too. Thank you. Have a good day.
1 week, DPIH must appear. Mr. Eli? Speak English?
Yes.
How's jail?
Not so bad. It's pretty good.
Looks pretty rough. Looks like you're having a rough time, huh? Mr. Eli, on 9/2 of 22, you pick up a false report. You blow us off. Not once, not twice, but I've got your bond at 5,003 on that one. While you're out on the land, you've now picked up a DWI second. You also pick up a failure to stop and give information. On both of those cases, you're facing, well, on the DWI, you're facing up to a year in jail and a $4,000 fine. On your FSGI, which is basically leaving the scene of an accident, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir.
On May 2nd, 2024, officers were dispatched to a convenience store in regard to a shooting in progress. Upon arrival, they searched for the vehicle, which had already left the store. Complainant Tamika reported that she was at the store when the defendant came in, and he was acting erratically, stumbling, seemed to be under the influence of something, and kept saying, "Why are you guys always fucking with me?" unprovoked. He went outside, got a gun out of his car, and fired once in the air. She described him as, yes, Your Honor. She described him as acting weird, like he was on something, and she saw a gun fall out of his waistband, saw him pick it up, and saw him leave the store, get in his car, and leave, and back into her car, then drive off. He came to a stop at 1900 Commonwealth, got out of his car, and came into another occupied car, and went to the same location and got out and started yelling. The total damages to the vehicle were $500. Defendant was taken to Bentall because he was hyperventilating and he had a high heart rate. No firearms, narcotics, or alcohol were in the vehicle. Medical results returned. Defendant was positive for opioids, cocaine, and benzodiazepine. At the time, he was admitted to the hospital.
Eli, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm extremely surprised that they didn't charge you with the gun case, aggravated assault, who knows what else. I am now revoking your bond on the false report, the first case, and I'm going to raise it up to 30,003 because you scare me. You are a complete and utter danger to the public and have no business. Do you understand? If you get out of jail, I am ordering you under home confinement and doing AA and NA classes 5 times a week with a GPS monitor on one ankle and a scram bracelet on the other. And you were to remain home all day, every day. And the only time you can go out is either to a hospital or to meet with your lawyer. Do you understand?
I had no gun on.
I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what your excuse is. If you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Tell me, how long have you been in jail, Mr. Eli?
2 days.
Are you still coming down?
Yes.
How is it?
Pretty terrible.
Sucks, right? Yeah. Especially when you're on opiates. It's probably one of the worst come downs you can have. You're lucky you're not seizing. I'm going to tell you now, Shreya, that I'd like to do a TRAS on Mr. Eli. And I'm not going to entertain any offers until we do it. And I need to know if he needs treatment into a facility based on his priors. I mean, this has been going on for the last 5 years now, where he's been using hardcore substances. And I'm really afraid that you're going to kill someone. You're on something. You allegedly have a gun. You're shooting it into the air. What goes up must come down. What if it comes down on a 5-year-old's head, Mr. Eli? Who gets charged with murder? Who's looking at life in prison? Do you think of these things? It's high time you did, because that's kind of behavior where you didn't mean to do it. I didn't know that what I was doing. I was doing it. And then someone's looking, and even though you don't get life, you still might get 40. Typically, when I see these cases, it's 30 years. Gone. Do you understand, Mr. Eli? I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive, and then we'll have you placed back into the jail. And we're going to have you evaluated, and then we'll go from there. Do you understand, sir? Okay. Good luck to you. Come on.
Pray. I believe she doesn't have any feeling in her right hand.
Ms. Hill, is that a result of this accident here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. Thank you so much for coming. So she's charged, you are charged, man, with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. It looks like you had court on the 3rd of this month. No one appeared. And so we issued the warrant. So right now your case is in warrant status. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, man. Okay, please.
Your Honor. On August 11, 2024, officers were dispatched to a crash call in Houston, Texas. They spoke with the witness, who advised that he arrived on scene soon after it happened. And then he observed defendant in the driver's seat of her vehicle, and he observed her vehicle crash into another vehicle in the middle of the roadway. Defendant's vehicle had heavy front damage and was facing oncoming traffic. The complainant's witness vehicle also had heavy front end damage. Officers spoke with the defendant, who stated she was driving at the time of the crash. The car was registered to the defendant. The defendant appeared disoriented, had swaying, staggering, and had slurred speech and a moderate odor of an alcoholic beverage. Santa Cruz sobriety tests were administered, and HGN had 6 out of 6 clues. Walk and turn and one leg stand were not completed due to injuries to defendant's legs. Defendant was taken to Ben Taub ICU. A blood warrant was drafted and blood was taken.
You don't have the results of the blood, do you?
Check, Your Honor.
Do we have a strong odor of alcohol? Do we have?
There's station mild odor of alcohol.
Okay, because I was wondering how.
Yes,
Okay.
and there's no blood results.
Do they, again, I'm assuming they didn't do a DRE, so we know whether it's pills, whether it's
No, Your Honor.
marijuana, I mean.
Not that I know, Judge. I don't believe so.
Ms. Hill, if I drug test you now, what's going to show up?
Because I think she'll be fine.
My concern is if you're taking pills, right? That's my concern, is that if you're driving in a car, you're taking pills, you're about to fall asleep and you end up wrecking. And
she said she will have no problem taking a drug test for that, Judge.
yeah, I mean, my concern is this, is that it looks like you're injured pretty bad, right? And they're going to give you a lot of dope to help kill the pain. And that's always when it starts. And then it becomes a very, very slippery slope, because once you got that monkey on your back, meaning pain pills, it is very, very difficult to shed. I mean, in some people, it's almost impossible, and they become lifelong addicts, and they're in and out of the pokey. That's what I'm trying to prevent with you. So I am ordering you now not to use any alcohol or any dope whatsoever. If I find that you're using, I'm going to put you in jail. You're going to be healing on your own in custody. Do you understand? When I mean no dope, I mean no dope from any sources whatsoever, no self-medicating. I'm telling you, I'm going to drug test you like crazy, and I want to know that you're not using. Do you understand me, man?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a Texas driver license, ma'am?
Yes.
Do you have liability insurance in your name?
No, sir.
Then you're not allowed to drive. No driving whatsoever until I see that you have liability insurance with your name on it and you get court approval from us. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me that you're not going to drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will reinstate your bond now, meaning that I'm going to take the warrant away. This is the only time I'm going to do it. If you miss court again.
It was at ACI OC. We issued a warrant, there was no bond against it.
Okay, so we'll have to set our bond now. I mean, no, well, I guess we set the bond at 2501. I'll just keep it at that amount, but we'll give her a PR bond. So I'm gonna give you a PR bond today, Miss Hill. This is the only one that you're gonna get. You pick up another DWI, you start violating conditions. Serious as a heart attack, into jail you will go. Do you understand? Mom. Should we be concerned? Is she okay? You know her better than anyone else. All I'm trying to do is, I don't want her to go to jail again. And I don't know if she has a drug or alcohol issue that we need to address. You know her better than anyone else. And the problem is if she goes to jail, who do you think she's gonna call begging for her to bond out? You. And then when they put on the water show on you, it's gonna be very difficult for you not to do it. And then you get to be on the hook for a bunch of money. I'm trying to prevent that. So do we have any drug or alcohol issues with Miss Hill?
Right now, she has been sober.
What's the drug of choice? Is it pills?
It was marijuana, but she's been sober. She made that decision before the accident to stop. So,
Before the accident or after the accident?
no, before the accident.
We have this accident though, and the blood test gonna show something.
Possibly. I don't know what the blood test.
And I don't know, but I'm putting you on notice.
Yeah.
No more. I'm gonna test you like crazy. I hope that you understand this, Miss Hill.
Thank you.
Okay.
If it means anything, I do think that she has had the scared straight moment with this accident. She's on her own taking an alcohol awareness class. I did not tell her to take that. So I know that she's been proactive in her own recovery during this time.
Look how banged up you are. Look at your hand, man. Look. I mean, you're lucky you didn't kill yourself. You were really lucky that you're not paralyzed. I mean, I think, are you? Be careful. These small decisions you make now will impact you for the rest of your life. You've got a great lawyer. He will help you out. You must maintain contact with him. I will waive your appearance, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna drug test you like crazy. Be ready, because within the next couple of weeks, you will be called to take a drug test. If you don't show up, I will issue a warrant. Do you understand me, Ms. Hill? So be ready. If you don't have a prescription, and even if you do have a prescription for something, you can still abuse it, and that's what we don't want. Mom, please be careful, and you've got one very short life to live. Okay, I'll have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive until you get insurance. At that point, Mo,
Thank you, Your Honor.
she doesn't have any prior DWIs, does she?
No, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
Okay,
No powers at all.
Ms. Hill, we want you to live a long life, not like this.
Thank you.
The other thing that you need to consider, you get into this accident, if you didn't have insurance, who do you think they're gonna come after? Depending on how much damage there is, $30,000, $40,000, who are they gonna come after? Oh, whose car is this? Whose car was it? It was your car? You didn't let her borrow the car, did you?
No, sir, that was her.
Okay, yeah, you need to consider these things, Okay, thanks, Mo.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
She can't leave because we're gonna need to meet with Rachel for the PR bond and for bond conditions, so,
Thanks, Judge.
okay. you signed conditions on June 8th stating that you would not use alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. And you're still using. What are we supposed to do about that, Ms. Senegal? You take off repeatedly. We tell you to go take a cask evaluation and you refuse to do the evaluation. What are we supposed to do with that, Ms. Senegal? Is your mom here? The only way you're staying out of jail right now is if I'm able to talk to her to figure out what's going on with you. What is her phone number? Yeah, that's a good idea. Don't say it, just write it down.
The stars right there. There, the stars.
Do I need to do with a prefix of 225? Do I have to do a code to get out? Do you know how to do that? Can you help me out?
Oh, Stephen has it on a sticky note for you.
Okay, here, we'll give that back to you.
Thank you, Steve.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh, yeah, it's the same like mine. So it's this. And then that's the code. It tells you how to do it. No, you're doing 9.
Oh, I forgot that.
Where's the phone number?
Hello.
Careful.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Are you Miss Senegal's mother?
Brianna?
Yes, Brianna Senegal's mother.
Yes, sir.
My name is David Fleischer. I'm the judge in court 5 here.
Okay.
I have her in front of me right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not very happy with her. And, you know, we have a lot of history with her. A lot of history that includes failure to comply with conditions of bond, failure to appear in court when directed, and quite frankly, doing whatever she wants to do without regard to any kind of court orders. I see that you bonded her out this past time.
Mm-hmm.
One of the conditions I'd put on her bond is not to use any illegal drugs. She's not complied with that condition. And so my fear is that she's going to live on the street, and I don't want her to do that.
No, we don't want her to do that because I work from home and I need to be focused at work, and you know, I let her use my car. She don't have no transportation. That's probably one of the reasons why she can't get back and forth to court, because I had problems with my car. I'm a single parent trying to take care of 4 kids. It's hard out here, very hard. I just started this job. I'm trying to help her out as much as I can because I see, you know, it's nothing else for her to do. So
Does Brianna have a Texas driver license?
yes, she do.
Do you have her insured to be able to drive on your insurance?
Well, the insurance, my mama pays for it because the car is in my mom and my name.
But if Brianna Senegal, if her name is not on the policy, she gets into a wreck, they're going to come after you guys. They're not going to come after her. So,
I understand that, Judge.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's hard out here, and it's, you know, the car is in me and my mom's name. That's how hard it is. I'm trying to get on my feet now because I just recently started working a work from home job to catch up on bills, to catch up on a lot of things. I don't have nobody helping me. So it's really hard. That's why I let her use my car to get back and forth to court, because I don't need her getting arrested for something that I don't know what's going on. She has kids to see about. I don't know if you're aware of that, but I have the kids.
are you familiar, do you familiar with what she's charged with? Do you know what's going on in these cases?
No, I mean, she told me once before when she had the warrant, it was a prostitution charge, but she said she wasn't doing that type of thing. If something happened at the wrong time.
She picked up another one.
Yes, I think the bondsman told me she had 2 of them. Is it the one recent or it's old?
One of them is, one of them is from,
The dates down. Let me just see if we can confirm dates right now, and you could just let me know. I think I did do that, write the dates down, but Lord. Let me get my tablet. Let's see, just a second. Was one June the 8th, 24, and the other one April 2nd, 24?
correct.
Okay, yeah, he did tell me that. I wasn't aware of the June 8th.
So, you know, from what I think and what I've been told is she's been living with you and you have certain rules that she's supposed to comply with. And when she doesn't comply with those rules, she's gone and she ends up on the street. And then she ends up doing things that she shouldn't be doing on the street. And I want to prevent that at all cost. And if that means locking her up, that's what we're going to do.
No,
And
you can't do that today, please, sir. She's in my car. I don't have no way to get there. And that's my only means of transportation. I can't keep affording to bond her out of jail because I'm borrowing money from people. You have to pay that back. I'm on a housing voucher that pays my rent for me now. I just started a job. I haven't started a job yet. I won't.
so is your last name Senegal as well, or is it a different last name?
No, Senegal.
Okay, so Miss Senegal, I need you to understand that if she's not going to comply with bond conditions, I'm going to lock her up. And if you're going to keep bonding her out, that's on you. But if she refuses to comply with conditions, then I'm going to just keep locking her up, and that's it. Because I know in lockup, at least she's safe versus running on the street and not complying with your rules.
Well, when she does leave, because she does do hair, she does hair here to my house. So locking up is not going to be the issue on my side because I don't have no money to keep getting them out of jail. And another thing, she has kids to see about, and I'm working also. I cannot keep going through this because I don't want to lose my job. I need my job.
Look.
Because then next, I'm going to be out on the streets too because I can't afford this because they're going to cut me off my voucher.
You see what happens every time you violate conditions? Do you see what is putting your mom into? Do you see what happens? So what you do affects everyone around you, not in a good way. And the money that instead of spending money on rent, food, other kids, she's using it to bond you out, to keep you out, to let you do and smoke weed and run the streets anyways. I'm not going to do that.
How will I get my car, sir? I need my car. I'll let her use my car to go to court. I need my car.
Miss Senegal, I would be very careful about that in the future, especially if she's not covered by car insurance. I would be very, very careful.
Well, I wanted her to go to court because if she missed court after I just bonded her out, it's gonna
Yes.
be a situation with the bondsman.
I agree with you. And look, we're gonna work something out and the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put an ankle monitor on her. And I'm gonna give her a curfew. So that she's not out in the middle of the night.
Okay.
So my issue that I need to know is that she's not gonna use any dope.
Absolutely not.
She tested positive for dope today, man. That's why I was
Okay,
going to
what's the
put her in
difference,
jail.
Dope or marijuana?
Marijuana.
She's not gonna use that over here. I mean, and if she don't get it, that you cannot be dirty going to court, hey, I don't know what else to tell her. Because
So-
you need to do what you have to do to get out this situation.
One of the other things that I wanted her to do was have her evaluated by clinicians here in the court to see what we can do to try to help her. She refused that.
How is she gonna get back and forth, sir?
She can take the bus.
No, it's no bus that run in a Tascasita.
She can take an Uber.
Who have money for that? We already got
I mean, you're paying money for gas anyways. It's the same thing.
No, I'm saying, who have money for an Uber from here to there? You know how far we stay from you guys?
Can we
It's about
have
45
her?
minutes, 50 minutes.
No. We could, can we have her evaluated somewhere over there? In the Tascasita?
Oh,
You know?
okay. So what that mean, evaluation? What is that? What are you talking about? Like a
What
rehab or
it's
something?
an evaluation to see how we go forward with this case. So what they would essentially do is interview her to see what kind of services, what kind of help would be what best to help her go forward.
Okay, I don't know.
Give me 1 second, ma'am. I'm checking with our liaison officer.
Okay.
No, not necessarily like a cast or a T-Raz. We do a T-Raz. Like in one of the probation offices, if they have in the region, you know, is that something that we can do?
They could do it over the phone. If she's not on for 40 minutes, I just sent her, I could do it over the phone.
That's a good idea.
Or Zoom.
Zoom. We can have her do it via Zoom.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Yes. Thank you, Lord.
If you ever test positive again for anything, I don't care what it is, alcohol, marijuana, a THC gummy, I'm going to lock you up and I will triple the bond. So it's going to be $60,000 the next time.
Yes, sir.
If you miss court again, that's going to happen. I'm ordering you also to do this evaluation as well, so that we can see where we go. The other thing that, ma'am, that Ms. Senegal, the district attorney also offered it's called a P180. It's a program that if she went and had an evaluation with persons at the DA's office, they would have dismissed both of the cases. She failed to go to this as well.
How far is it? I mean, maybe because
I don't know.
transportation.
Is it at the Harris Center? Where is it? Do you know?
It's not the Harris Center, but it's somewhere here in downtown. It's not Harris Center, no. It's not mental health, it's a P180, so.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know.
If she failed to go, again, Judge, I'm sorry if you're not understanding, but she don't have no transportation. And I was having problems with my car. So it's hard for her to get back and forth. It's hard.
You guys have to do something with this case at some point, though. So it's, that's the way. Are you guys still offering that?
P180, yes, sir. I kept the offer open for that.
They still have this offer open to her where if she has a meeting with people at the district attorney's office, they'll dismiss both of her cases.
Okay, when is the meeting? When is
I don't
the
know,
meeting?
we'd have to set it up. I don't know.
Okay, can you
um,
set it up anytime before September 1st? I mean, but I start working on the 9th. I can't miss work at all.
Pavel, let's see.
I'll make sure she get there.
Can you set it sometime before the 9th of September?
For P180, I haven't, yesterday I just set the last September setting that I had. So it's gonna be into October, because yesterday I remember the Mandarin speaker, she got the last September setting that I have. So, I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Who's that program? Who is it? So I can email them and see. There's got to be a way, because I'm sure that there are other people also that are gonna not make it or have canceled, whatnot.
So the interview or the email I use, I'll just give it to you right now. It's a general email. I always email them and they reply back on the email.
Okay. Do you want to bring it up to here so we don't say it out loud?
Yes. I'm gonna email you and I'll
Oh,
CC.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Ricardo, I found your email.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do now, ma'am, is I'm gonna email them and I'm gonna ask them if they have something.
That's the email I always use for them. I know the use.
You did all three of them? You ordered all three of them? Did you water all three of them?
All right, so I'm going to email the forensic interview team to see what day they have, if they have something prior to September 9th. I cannot guarantee you that they do. I don't know, but I'm gonna try for you, okay?
Okay.
I have appointed Brianna a lawyer now. And Ms. Senegal,
Yes, sir.
this has nothing to do with you, and it has everything to do with Brianna. And I'm not gonna let her do whatever she wants to do. She has to comply with our conditions, or there's only one place that you're gonna go. You know now that if we have to put you in jail again, your bond is gonna be extremely high. You're gonna be stuck in there. And I will not do anything until you take the interview that we want you to do. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will test you again in 31 days. I mean, if you test positive again, you go to jail. I'm going to put a GPS monitor on your ankle today, and I'm giving you a curfew of 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You're not allowed to go out. The GPS monitor will tell me where you are. I'm going to pay for you so that there's no excuse. If you fail to charge it, if the thing dies, so do you. You have to charge it on a daily basis. You have to comply with the conditions, no alcohol, no dope. And I'm going to test you on more occasions, not just the 31st, but I'm going to test you on more occasions because I'm putting you on random urinalysis. You will be required to get tested. If you are not properly insured on that car, don't drive, because if you get in a wreck and you maim someone out there, I mean, I know it's not your fault, but they're called accidents for a reason. They're not on purpose. They're called accidents. If you get into an accident and kill someone, they're going to sue your mom, your grandmother, and everyone else. Not you, because you don't have anything, but they'll go after everybody else. Do you understand? So the idea is, if you want to drive, you got to get insurance. That's it. And I'm not asking you to do anything, but just follow the law. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set this case off for just a couple of weeks. I'm going to email the forensic interview team. I will keep Ricardo and Pavel, our DAs, in the loop as to what they say as far as the date is concerned. And then they will reach out to you when they give us a date.
Okay, you want to give them my phone number?
Well, I was going to give you Ricardo's phone number, a lawyer, if that's okay. Do you have pen and paper?
A second.
Okay. I'm going to have Ricardo reach out to you. I have your phone number, and he's got your phone number. He's going to reach out to you so that you guys can talk about this case.
Okay.
Ma'am, understand, just please stay on top of it so she's not out on the street. That's all I want to do. That, and she's not using. As long as she's doing those two things, I'm happy.
Yes, sir. I totally understand.
Okay?
I do, and I appreciate you so much.
And I thank you for taking the time to be with us as well, okay?
Anytime.
Okay, ma'am. Take care.
All right. You too.
Okay. All right. I just sent the email. I'm sending you now for a monitor. You will be randomly tested. Within the next 2 weeks, you're going to come back to take another test. If you fail to come, if you fail to test, or if you're caught using, you know what happens. Don't run. Follow your mom's rules so you don't end up on the street. Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks for calling. I think that that's a good idea, especially via Zoom, and then we can just get the report, see what it says. And then we're not necessarily tied to it, but I'd like to know what they say, what the best course of action is. Yeah. I'd like to do that as well. Okay, we're gonna have you do it via Zoom. If you don't do the forensic interview, all bets are off. Okay? Please,
That just include your lesson order you're putting.
please.
Judge, in 2 weeks, is that?
Column, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. How old are you?
26.
26, and you now have two DWIs. What happens on the next one?
I don't know.
You need to know what happens on the next one.
Bad news, yeah.
No, not bad news. What happens? I'm going to tell you now that you now have two DWIs going on your record. If you were ever pulled over and you have the slightest smell of alcohol on your breath, any officer that pulls you over is going to say, well, if it walks like a duck and it talks like a duck, meaning if it's got DWI one and it's got another DWI, it's probably DWI again and is able to withhold his tolerance. They're going to arrest you. No questions asked. They're not going to give a rat's behind whether you're drunk or not. The smell alone will be enough to take them down. And now you will be looking at up to 10 years in prison. Up to 10 years in prison. That's what you're going to be facing. I hope you really appreciate the gravity, because do you know what they would do to you in prison, Mr. McCollum? A little white boy stick piece, you know what they would do to you in prison? Holy moly, I've read stuff that was so bad it had me in freaking tears. How they just pass people along like it's a freaking rag doll. And you know what? The jailers don't give a rat's behind what happens in there. Some places are so bad they don't even go there. And I promise you, because I'm a judge, I get to read extra stuff that you're never going to get your eyes on. And it literally had me in tears, how they treat people. So you're one step away. And I hope that you appreciate that. All you have to do is pick up a phone, hit one button. You'll have a car for $20, take you anywhere you want to go in this freaking city. Don't matter where you want to go. It's always $20. How much money have you spent on all this? Yeah, and now it's going to cost you more because you will be required to pay for the DPS fines and fees and surcharges. And if you don't, I'm going to put your butt in jail. And every $100 you owe, you will sit in custody. You're now going to be required to pay somewhere to the tune of around $6,500 to $7,000. So you can imagine how much time you will sit in jail if you don't pay it. Do you understand? Because I am trying to impress on you how dangerous this type of offense is and how very important you must take this in the future so you don't end up in prison. What are we doing, jail?
They reduced it to a Class B misdemeanor, DWI first, interlock, 18 months probation, and TRAS, all the conditions that go with the TRAS.
$180 days in jail to be probated for 18 months. As part of the probation, you will do a repeat offender DWI education class, 2 victim impact panels, a TRAS, which is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. You must fulfill those conditions. If they tell you that you need to do inpatient treatment, well, that's where you're going to go. If they tell you that you have to do intensive outpatient or SOP, then you must do those as well. If you don't, then guess what happens? I will issue a warrant for your arrest, and then you will be looking at 180 days in jail. And I myself, if I find that you're consuming alcohol while you're on this probation, I will put you into treatment myself. And I'm going to tell you, it lasts for 180 days if you respond to treatment well. If not, you can be in there for a year and a half. Do you understand? I just put someone in yesterday and they're going to be in there for a solid 6 to 9 months, maybe a year and a half. You understand? No drugs, alcohol, random urinalysis, guardian interlock, no breath test refusal, meaning that if you take a breath, if you're driving in a car and an officer asks you to submit to a breath test, you must submit to a breath test. If you don't, you're in violation of this agreement. Do you understand? You were giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, right to be arraigned, charged, read in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, there's no turning back. You now at 26 have 2 DWIs on your record. Do you understand? How do you plead to this offense? I will find you guilty. I am going to suspend your license for 1 year. JL, what happened on the?
We won.
Okay. You guys can apply for an occupational license. I want to know that he's doing well. And I don't think that we've had any violations so far, correct?
No, sir. And Judge, just to be clear, so when we get the occupational license, and Dustin King will be doing that part, and he has to go get the interlock on his vehicle. He's gonna have someone else to drive the
Correct.
vehicle to the facility to get the interlock, because you cannot drive without an interlock.
As of
period.
this moment, you may not drive. Your license is suspended. If I catch you in a car driving, and we're gonna have you sign an affidavit promising us you're not gonna drive before you leave here. If you drive, you will be doing a substantial amount of time in jail. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care if there's a burning building and you have to save 15 kids. Mother Teresa needs a ride to church. I don't care. Do you understand? Okay. Yeah, JL, if he does well, I think, and he's been doing well so far, that's good news. So we want to know that you appreciate the gravity of this offense going forward. The idea is that you have such a miserable experience here that you remember us 15 years down the road, 20 years down the road, you have some kind of catastrophic event in your life that causes you to go out, you get blitzed. You know what? I better not get in this car and go home. That was such a miserable experience. Huh? Yeah, he's gonna have to pay. What are court costs now? Was it a breath test or was it a blood test?
He volunteered breath, it's a 0.145.
Okay, so 6,000 and then plus court costs.
Stephen thought it was reduced.
Yes, yeah. I will give you time to pay it. Okay, I will give you, 2 years, so it's not going to break your bank, right? Because I understand, but I want you to understand that you're not going to get out of this scot-free. And I want you to appreciate this. You understand?
So surcharges apply even though it's not time served?
Correct. Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honor.
Yeah. And I will grant you the occupational because he's been doing well. Okay. Just mind Dustin that, because I'm going to forget that you guys had it and that we had this agreement, and then I'll grant it to you guys. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, JL. Okay, Ms. Walls, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days credit for 3. Why? Why are you pleading guilty to this theft so it can just go on your record? How old are you? You're 24. Do you want to become unemployable?
No, sir, but I'm ready to go back to work and I can't work with it being open.
Her job said they can't hire her back on with the pending case. Once the case is closed, no matter how it is closed, she can go back to work. And she has a prior out of state. So this isn't just a first offense, Judge, but I explained it.
So you know what happens next time, right?
Yeah, I got court for my other one, October 6th.
Other what?
The theft charge that I have.
You have another theft open now?
Old case from Montgomery County Judge.
I've been arrested for it several times, but they never came and got me. So my bond company never gave me a court date the last time. They couldn't even find a court date.
How many open thefts do you have? This one and that one? Where's the other one from? Yeah, Walmart, Target, where's it from? Which mall? Where's this one from?
It's a convenience store.
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
This now makes two. The next one is a felony offense. Instead of days, you're looking at years. I hope you appreciate and understand that.
Yes, sir, you told me the last time.
You don't want a probation to try to keep it off your record?
I wouldn't mind, but would I be able to, it would be open still?
No. It's, well, it'd be closed, but you're on probation, but you do a 6-month deferred if you do an anti-theft class, and if you don't test positive, you get out of here, you don't have a conviction on your record. And then, at the minimum, I'm telling you, when you get a theft on your record, you become unemployable. No one hires thieves. No one. You have a job now, but I'm telling you, in 6 months, you're probably not. History is that every single person goes through at least 8 to 10 jobs in their lifetime. What are you doing now? Where do you work now?
I work in manufacturing warehouse.
Okay. Right. How much money do you make an hour? That's a great job. And I'm going to tell you that if you stick with this job, fantastic. But the chances are that you're at some point going to move to another job. I'm sorry. Oh, so quit. You might as well quit school if you're going to end up with a theft on your record. Because you going to school makes no difference when you have a theft on your record. No one hires thieves. Why waste your money in school? Quit. I'm telling you. If you really want to amount to something in this life, having a theft conviction on your record is about the worst possible thing you can do. You want to get FAFSA funding for future schooling to become nurse, doctor, whatever? You're not going to get it with a theft conviction. No, they're going to deny you funding just because of a conviction.
I'll discuss with my client, Judge.
I would, if I were you, I would do a deferred, successfully complete it. And that point, it doesn't end up on your record. And you need to also understand in Montgomery County, they're a lot tougher than they are here. So you need to work as hard as you can to try to not end up with a theft on your record. Yeah, I'm cool with it. And that's what I would do. Don't. You're ruining your life. Stop freaking stealing. If it's not yours, don't take it.
Hey, Judge.
Hey, I know you're in a rush, so as soon as you get done, we'll get you out. And if you want to do it tomorrow or the next day, we can do that too.
I think she got work covered today, wanted to come today and do it.
Okay, then, and look, you can always zoom in as well, so you can make your, isn't it at 8:45? It's at 9 o'clock? Oh, you gotta go now? Go, and we can do it via Zoom, and then she's here already.
Okay, I'm
Right.
just stepping in the hall.
Okay, trying to get in the waiting room, and I'm kind of weary about letting.
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Walls, this is the best thing for you. We want to look out for you. We want the best thing for you. And if you really are in school, if you really want to better yourself, this is the way to do it. Because I promise you, people don't last but a year, 2 years, 3 years at jobs nowadays. They just don't. And with the theft conviction, you're all but killing any prospects you have to get a job. You want to get an apartment, not with the theft conviction. You understand? Now, I will cut you loose as soon as you get this done. All we want you to do is understand that this is not a good way to go. All you do is hurt yourself. I mean, even if they get the stuff back, regardless, all you're doing is you're hurting yourself and you're killing yourself. Don't do it. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, right to be arraigned, charge right to open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Instead of the community service, I'd rather her do like a effective decision-making class instead, like even an online one. If community services, I'd rather you learn something from this. So if you would prefer, we can have you do an effective decision-making class in lieu, which is a lot better anyways. Now, all you have to do is the anti-theft class, the other class, and if you do that, stay out of trouble, I'll take you off in half the time. Could literally be done in 3 months. And then at some point in the future, if you behave yourself, you can even seal this thing so the general public can't see it. That's the ultimate goal. All right. How do you plead to the offense of theft, man? Guilty or not guilty? I will not find you guilty. I will withhold that waiver fees, please, all of it. You're not going to have to pay for anything as far as supervision, anything. I can't pay for the outside classes. You'll have to do that. But with everything else here, you're not going to have to pay. Just do a good job. Don't pick up any new cases. Good luck. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Judge.
Of course. Hey. Calandria Baker.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Ms. Baker, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On September 2nd, 2024, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a disturbance at a residence. The complainant stated that he was in the bedroom asleep until he was awakened by his hair being pulled, stating that he felt pain. The complainant stated that the defendant was on top of him while he was in the bed. The complainant also stated that the defendant began striking, scratching, and pulling on his hair with her hands, causing pain. The law enforcement officer observed several red scratch marks on the complainant's chest, rib, and lower stomach area, along with redness and bruising on his left arm near the armpit area. The complainant and the defendant in this case are dating with 4 children.
She has a prior aggravated assault against the same person, I see. What happened in that case? Is she knife, gun?
Looks like a car and knife. The defendant attempted to run the complainant over, went inside that apartment, grabbed a knife, pointed at the complainant, slashed the knife across his left arm, sustained minor cuts.
Well,
Complainant sustained minor cuts.
Ms. Baker, I'm finding there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Do you understand? I don't care that you have kids. You have a prior aggravated assault with this guy where you slashed him with a knife. No more contact with this person. Do you understand? I'm entering in what's called, well, let me see if there's a protective order already in place. There is. On the 3rd of this month, a protective order was issued in this case. I suggest you get to know it because if you violate this protective order, the state can and will file additional charges. And then I'm telling you now, with your prior aggravated assault, if I find that you try to have contact with this person, I'm going to make your bond so high, you're going to spontaneously combust. Do you understand, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Are you still living in the same place? Have you moved out?
We've been together 10 years. I have 4 kids. What she's reading is not what happened.
I know that there's 2 sides to the story, ma'am, but what scares me is that your trigger temper is what scares me. I get that there's another side to the story, and I get that you may have issues as well, and I don't know what happened to garner, you know, what happened in this case, but what I'm trying to do is keep you guys separated so that it doesn't escalate to something more serious. I see that you do work. You have 4 kids. Do you have custody of the kids now? Who has possession of the kids?
We've been together 10 years. We stay together. We share a car together. I work 7 days. He works 6 days.
Yeah, I'm not giving you, no, you cannot have contact with this person. I'm trying to decide whether to give you a lawyer, ma'am. That's why I'm asking this, because I know that you have 4 kids and it's probably really tough and expensive as it is. Would you like to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am? Your other option is you can go hire one.
don't have money for a lawyer.
Ma'am, I'm offering it to you now. I mean, I get it that, you know, I'm trying to alleviate the stress on you now because I know that with the stress of having this case, number one, the stress of having 4 kids and then having to go out and hire a lawyer when money's tight, it adds just unneeded stress, and I'm trying to help you out with that. Stephen, do you mind giving an application, please? I'm gonna give you an application now, or you know what, actually, I already have it, so don't even worry about it. I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria. After that, I'm gonna have you take a seat in the jury box. I'll get your bond conditions. I'm gonna ask you, ma'am, we need you to sign these bond conditions. After that, I'll find you a lawyer to speak to, okay? Please. Yeah, no contact, no weapons for now.
Emmanuel?
I don't want you to get the brunt of the attack every time things get hot, anytime she gets upset, and it scares me. And initially, I didn't want to do, I wanted to do a no contact order, but at the end of the day, who suffers the most? Right. The kids are the ones that suffer because kids need their mom. These are things that you have to consider. The other thing that you have to consider is this, is that, you know what, the kids are like flowers, you know, and they need love, they need nurturing, they need guidance. And if they see violence in a house, they're going to think it's okay. That child, instead of being a flower and growing with beautiful petals, it's going to grow sideways and backwards. Just kids emulate mothers and fathers. And if they see the fighting, if they see the knives, if they see they're going to do the exact same thing and they're going to think it's okay. That's why we have so much violence. So my question is this, is that what are we going to do next time you get upset? Because it's going to happen. You can't say you're not going to get upset. How do we handle it so that there's no more violence?
How can we fight?
And the thing, ma'am, Miss Baker, if you deny it, that's probably about the worst thing because you have to confront it. You have to do it head on because that's how it stops. And that's how you cure it. You confront it head on, you recognize it, and you say, look, you know, kids suck. They're so freaking hard. They're expensive. They argue. They stink. Kids suck. And they're really difficult. But when you treat them right, they come back and they pay it forward to you tenfold because someone's got to take care of you when you're old. And if they hate you because you acted like an a-hole when they were kids, they're never going to be there for you. That's why you treat them with love and respect now for the future. Because I'll tell you what, when you have a kid and when they when they get to their teenage years and they see the way you've been, they're going to bring it back to you tenfold. And hell has no fury like an 18-year-old that's hell on wheels because they can make your life a living hell. And you think it's bad now? That you see the guy in Georgia, that guy that bought the kid the gun and shut up all those people in the school. What do you think they did? Now in today's society, they're not just going after kids. They're going after parents who are unable to recognize how dangerous their children are. The kid in the Santa Fe that gunned down all those people now over there, Dimitri Prigozis or something. All those families came back and sued the parents for letting him have access to a gun. So now what I'm trying to impart to you is that if you are unable to control yourself and your kids become like you and they go out there and create a public danger, all those people, they're not going to come after you. And you think it's expensive, you think it sucks now, wait till that happens. Are you okay with contact?
Yes.
How can we handle and what do we do if you guys start butting heads again? What are we supposed to do so that she doesn't pick up a new? I'm going to tell you, you pick up a new case. How do we handle it? It's not though. They're choices. A misunderstanding, a mistake is I left my umbrella at home, even though I knew it was gonna rain. I left my glass case here at home and I didn't bring it home. That's a mistake. These are choices, they're not mistakes. They're not misunderstandings. They're choices and they're bad choices because you're here when you don't want to be here. You're spending money that you already don't have. I'm okay with you having contact, Ms. Baker, with him. But before that happens, I need to know that we have a plan in place in the event that you get upset so that either the kids don't get it or importantly, he doesn't get it either. You need to come up with something for me, showing me how we're going to handle if times get stressful. And we have to figure something out. Just saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. That's not, we need a game plan. You know, perhaps you start doing anger management classes at home on your own so you can learn how to cope with the anger. That would be something. I don't know.
Exercise, very spiritual.
Exercise is great. I run my happy ass 4 miles every day because I have 4 kids too. And my kids are really difficult. And it would really be easy for me to beat them into submission. But for me to work my aggression out, I run every single day. No, and I get it, but here's what I would like. I think that we should do some kind of online anger management class 3 times a week. Okay?
Yes, sir.
And then as long as you can do that, then I'll allow you guys to have contact. No threatening, harassing, or abusive contact. You need to understand what is threatening or harassing. It's not what you think. I could care less what you think. It's how he perceives. So can conduct alone, if I go like this, is that threatening, harassing? It is. And it can violate this quarter. So you okay with it? There is still a protective order in place. So she cannot threaten, harass, anything. If she does, she goes back into custody. All right, so we'll do 30 days.
Yes, sir.
And I want you to do anger management 3 times a week online.
Is it a time for it?
No.
No, okay.
But just, I want a sheet of paper written down showing, date, time, where you did it, so that we can verify it. And I want a daily log of it 3 times a week that you've done anger management classes. And as long as you can do that, then we will allow contact. And then I'm going to have Mr. D get it to me. And I'm telling you now, if you don't, because I'm making that a condition of your bond, I'm going to revoke your bond. Okay. All right, Mr. D.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Aaron. Thanks. Sorry to keep you waiting.
No worries.
Step all the way forward.
Good morning, Mr. D.
Good morning, Your Honor.
What do we got here?
Ms. Calandria Baker, Your Honor.
Okay.
Solved of a family member case.
What are we doing?
We're doing a deferred adjudication probation, Your Honor.
Okay. Good morning, Ms. Baker. Is this what you really want to do?
I wasn't really explaining anything about it. I don't even honestly know what I'm signing for. I just want to go home and go to sleep.
That's not true, Judge. I took Mrs. Baker in the room down in court number 8 and went over all the conditions of probation that was offered by the state. I went over, I had her, she said, I even given her a chance to talk to any family member. She called her
You want
brother.
more time?
Please.
I asked her that and she said, no, Judge. I asked her, did she need more time? And she said, no.
Let me ask you this. You're a security officer. Do you carry a weapon?
No, sir, but I was getting ready to get a license for that to transfer jobs.
It's not going to happen with this, This, you might even lose primary custody with this. I mean, you need to really, your case is
I don't decide it, then I don't
yeah.
know.
No. Look, there's no rush. Your case is young and no one's forcing you to do anything. You can have as much time as you need. If you need a month, 2 months, 3 months, I'm okay with it. You have time. You don't have to make any decisions now. I mean, this is not an arraignment setting, right?
No.
And did we do the arraignment just a couple days?
Yesterday, Your Honor. We did.
Yeah.
It was yesterday.
So how come, why are you back here now? Usually we give you time.
Because she was, she had
I wanted
asked
to
me
go.
to talk to the court to see if the court would be amenable to or withdrawing the no contact with the complaining witness who she has
Now I have a problem with that. I mean, you have to understand, you have this new assault case. Not a year ago, you had an aggravated assault where you slashed the hell out of him with a knife. I have a problem because this case is really fresh and it's open. And the last thing I want is you, under the stress of all this stuff, to get together with this person, and then you make some kind of life-ending choice where you end up with a 50-year sentence. That's why we're doing this.
Explain something to you for a second.
I don't want to talk about the case. You can talk about about kids, yes, but I don't want to talk about the case.
I have 3 boys. I have a little girl. She's 3. As far as me and him with parents, and like I said, we've been together 10 years. We share a car. He goes to work from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and I work overnight 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. So, and I work 7 days a week. He works 6. His only off day is Sunday, but.
So if you guys work this much and you barely see each other that much, how is that we have such problems then?
We were homeless last year.
And you work as much as you work and you tell me you're homeless.
Just, I guess, being overwhelmed, and we got into an argument, a disagreement. As far as the description of both arguments, the first case got.
I don't want to talk about the case. All I know is that you had that prior.
Argument that went too far. In the prior case, that was, I take responsibility for that, but I had someone else involved in it because someone was in my house. So I overreacted to that.
What's the next overreaction going to be? A gun?
No.
I know you say no.
Girl, I have a little girl. And even this, like being arrested in front of her.
Guilty to this thing. It's just going to make everything go sideways.
Well,
It's not the right thing to do.
Everybody said not plead guilty, but I'm not for sure what I'm supposed to do after that.
At this time, all I want is you guys to just separate a while and not be with each other. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. And you guys together, you fight. And that's what we don't want.
I understand what you're saying as far as that, but as far as my life situation, that's impossible because, I mean, we're a team, like, and we just moved to this apartment. We just came out of a hotel room and I was in there for a year with my kids.
Before I allow you to have contact with this person, I want to talk to him first. Can you arrange, Mr. D, that we can have?
He's here, Judge.
Oh, he's here now?
Yes, sir.
Great. Let's do this. Just take a seat for me for a second. I want to talk to him and then I'm going to bring you back up. Let me thin the line because they've been waiting. Just hang tight for me, Ms. Baker. Just take a seat over there and then, because we have to do a deeper dive with you. John D.
Hey, we have Mr. Guzman in custody.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like Vic, Anna's on this case.
Yes, I sent her an email, just to give her a heads up.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to take a seat. You're not allowed to leave, ma'am. Do you understand? If you leave, I'm gonna put a warrant for your arrest and I'm gonna make your bond $20,000 to $25,000. I'm gonna have you sit. We're gonna wait for your lawyer to get here and we're gonna figure out what happens with your case today, ma'am. All right, please. Eric,
So if they just picked her up there.
if I drug test you now, what's gonna show up?
Nothing.
I'm sending you now for a drug test. Okay, do you have an offer on this case?
I do not.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. If you ever take off on me again, I'm gonna make your bond so high you're gonna flip. I'm sending you now for a drug test and I'm also going to put an ankle monitor on you so I know where you are at all times. Do you understand? You have 2 weeks to figure out what we're going to do. This case is 300 days old. You must come back in 2 weeks and then we're going to decide where we go from here. Do you understand? Okay, all right.
And just to make sure we're all on the same page, you're gonna send her for a drug test and then she'll come back here.
No, so send it for a drug test. Now, if something bad shows up, then I'll call you and we'll have her come back.
I also have a baby, so she's 2 months.
Have all these charges? What's gonna happen when CPS gets involved, Mr. Rollins?
I know she's 2 months. I've been trying to clear everything. I've been talking to my mom and everything. So I'm here right now. I'm trying.
Cases you pick up, the higher likelihood you have of CPS getting involved. And when they do, you think it's tough now. Just wait till CPS gets involved. It's a real heyday there. It's like a tornado, rip you right out of your life. Okay, can you waive the fees? And then she's got to get on today. Yeah, so we know where she is. No new cases, no weapons. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, Anna. All right.
Excuse.
Yes, ma'am. John D.
Case on Charles Hoop, Houpt.
Hoopty.
Hoop. Actually, it's Hope. I was trying to hoop-de-doo. But anyway, this judge is a case that he was arrested on San Jacinto River in.
Tubing?
Oh, he was in a boat. Coast Guard dropped down a two-way radio for him to talk to him. And he talked to him, and apparently the two-way radio came off the rope and he threw it in the back of the boat. Coast Guard left. He was charged with theft of the two-way radio.
What? You're kidding.
Judge Rasmussen, do you want to bring that?
Please. So he's in a boat.
He's been here before on this case. And
On this
he
case.
extradition and he went back. And they gave him a PR bond and they gave him a court-appointed lawyer and told him to go away, and they let him know when he had to appear back in court. He was
I
scheduled.
find that
to-
very, how can that possibly be? I mean, they're going to give you some kind of paperwork that says when you have a future date.
Well, they didn't give him a court date for future date. They just told him his attorney would notify him, which he didn't. He was scheduled to appear in court on February 6th of this year, or February 7th, I'm sorry. And he failed to appear and they issued a warrant for him on February 16th. Now, I've spoken to his fiance here in Pasadena. She called the court-appointed lawyer over there and she's called the judge's office over there. And they told him the only thing he needs to do is come over there and pay a $50 reinstatement fee and they'll give him a new court date. Period. It sounds to me like the case would probably be something that will probably be dismissed.
I don't know about that. The only thing.
I don't know. I don't know. We're not litigating that here anyway. But he is a resident of Pasadena.
Case, man.
I know. He's a resident of Harris County, been in Pasadena, lives at his dad's house for the past 5 years. He's a welder, remodeler, worked for the same construction company for 5 years. And he refused extradition. He wants to, if the court will give him a PR bond so he can go back. I know why. That's what he asked. And so he can go back over there and pay that little $50 reinstatement fee. Right.
Now let's talk.
But he seems credible. I talked to him. Mr. Hope, this is Judge Fleischer.
Morning, Mr. Hope.
What? How you doing?
How's jail?
It's not good.
Good.
Not good at all.
This is your third time coming back here for a fugitive case, one reason or the other. Is it the same thing the third time going? I see your first fugitive case was in February of 23. And then later on in October 4th of 23, they filed another fugitive case against you. And now, August 24, another fugitive case.
It's all the same
Stop.
case.
What's that?
It's all the same case.
I don't understand.
I don't either, sir. I don't either at all, sir. To be honest with you. That's, You want to tell him?
I've already talked to the judge.
He's
explained the
told me
situation.
everything, but
Yeah,
does
I don't
that-
understand either. Deuce DiMaggio, which was my lawyer down there. he
it's your
said,
responsibility to figure out, it's your responsibility to figure out what the hell is going on and where is it from, Amy?
St. Landry Parish.
St. Landry Parish, Judge.
Opelousas.
Great, at least he's close. That's great. You know, you're from Louisiana, which is fantastic
I
news.
work in Louisiana.
He lives here in Pasadena, Judge.
I understand. What I'm trying to impart to you is that your fugitive case is in Louisiana. We have so many people here in Harris County from Louisiana that we have a bus coming here to pick up and take every week. So once you waive extradition, you'll be back in Louisiana within the next 2 to 3 days. Me, I don't give bonds after the first case, and this is your third. How can I possibly give you another bond when it continues to happen over and over and over?
Sir, this is, on my behalf, it's the same case, and the case that it is, did you tell him?
Yes, I told him it's about the two-way radio.
About this radio deal? The lawyers over there, the judge that I had retired, that we had gone through, I explained the case to him, and he thought it was out of whack as well. He wanted to know, they had a new deputy on board, as far as out of whack this thing is. So now that they got, I guess, a new judge over the case, because the one is retired, Judge Caswell, I wrote a letter, exactly what, step by step, what had happened and how it happened. I was a guide on the boat. I had 2 people on the boat with me. The Coast Guard flew over. This was back in 2018 when I got this Coast Guard radio. Okay, now look, this is crazy. This is crazy. It really is, Your Honor. So the boat, this two-way radio, I put in the bottom of the boat. The Coast Guard flew off. He dropped it. He said, "You must leave your vessel." I said, "We're okay. We'll make it back. I have my trolling motor. We'll be okay." So I put it flies off and leaves the radio with me. So throughout all this time, I called the Coast Guard. They said, "We know what had happened. We know that you didn't take the radio. I've done proven this point to them." So I wrote this in the letter. I had the statements with the 2 people that was my customers on the boat, the fishing trip. So as it flies off, I put the Coast Guard radio in the boat. Well, it ends up in the backpack that I have when going to work out that way. Just the Coast Guard. I had never had a charger for it. The frequency wouldn't work. The radio was incapacitable of even having frequency from here to there. But it's the deal with the Coast Guard, knowing that it was safer for them to do that than to lower personnel up or down.
Just pay restitution on the darn radio and be done with it.
Yeah, well, they haven't said that. That's what I'm saying. I've been trying to receive that, and I've been here 14 days, like you said, 3 different times, and they've come and got me, but I never could get in front of a judge. And then before I get in front of a judge down there, I don't even have to post bond. They just release me. They release me. So the lawyer that I have down there, he states, "Well, you don't have to be here unless we go to trial." I don't know when trial date is.
I don't know what to tell you, but they keep issuing warrants and we keep coming back for the same. I'm not giving you a bond.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. But that's the truth of what's happened.
I believe you.
And I don't know what to do at this point. I really don't know what to do from here to there.
What I would do is contact your lawyer down there. You know, the problem is that when you don't pay for something, when you get something for free, what kind of service you gonna get?
You're not, okay, I'm not, right.
I shouldn't say that really, but you know.
I understand what you're saying on the lawyer part of it, maybe.
They have contacted the lawyer over there. The lawyer told him that he'd take care of it once he got back over there in their jurisdiction. He can't do anything until he is back over there. His fiance.
Same thing. I'm not giving him a bond.
Contacted the judge's office over there. Judge Garcia's secretary told him that the only thing he had to do is come back over there, pay a $50 reinstatement fee, and then
I don't have conflict. He'll go.
Oh, I believe me.
Why don't we do this?
It's not that I won't go. I've been there.
The state is asking for no bond as well, based on certain districts here in Harris County, Texas as well. In 2023, he did plead to a UUMB, and then he had some dismissed cases in 2023 and 2024.
Amy, I'm not Like, I don't care about that. What I care is that we're here for the third time on the same
Exactly.
thing.
And I'm trying to
And
get it
it's over and
resolved.
over and over. So what I would suggest, I'm not giving you a bond. I'm not going to do it third times over.
Okay.
So if you waive today, by Friday, you'll be in Louisiana. At the latest, on Monday, you'll be in Louisiana.
You say Friday I will be in Louisiana if you wait.
Tops, what, Monday?
They were here yesterday. They were here yesterday morning.
When are they coming back, Steve?
There's 3 different routes, so one will be on Wednesday. It depends on what route he's in. Wednesday and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Louisiana comes and picks up people.
Save your money from bonding out here, because if I were to set you a bond, it's going to be at least 5,000 to 10,000. Save your money, go back and finish this thing, or hire yourself a lawyer and finish this thing once and for all.
That's what this is all about. I
He's not
mean,
getting you a bond.
It's not 3 times over. It's just, the problem is it's over. If I give you a bond, we're going to see you here a 4th time. I'm not down with that. No, I can't do it.
because they keep releasing me and I don't know. So my question to you is, I guess I can talk to you about that.
Yeah, we'll waive it. You need to waive extradition.
So that means 14 days. They got
They
14 days.
technically have 14.
They have, theoretically, they have 14 days to come get you. If they don't come get you, they will file a dismissal and you're going to be and you're gone. This warrant will always be there until you go take care of it in Louisiana, though. So you can't just sit here out of sight, out of mind. So, but as a practical matter, you'll be out of here, but at the latest, you'll be Monday in Louisiana. Thanks. Ian.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Thank you, absolutely.
Frederick, you ready?
Yes, Your
Got a
Honor. You
copy?
got a PS?
Okay, Ms. Walls, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days credit for 3. Why? Why are you pleading guilty to this theft? So it can just go on your record. How old are you? You're 24. Do you want to become unemployable?
No, sir, but I'm ready to go back to work and I can't work with it being open.
Her job said they can't hire her back on with the pending case. Once the case is closed, no matter how it is closed, she can go back to work. And she has a prior out of state. So this isn't just a first offense, Judge, but I explained it.
So you know what happens next time, right?
Yeah, I got court for my other one, October 7th.
Other what?
The theft charge that I have.
You have another theft open now?
Case from Montgomery County Judge.
I've been arrested for it several times, but they never came and got me. And my bond company never gave me a court date the last time. They couldn't even find a court date.
How many open thefts do you have? This one and that one? Where's the other one from? Yeah, Walmart, Target, where's it from? Which mall?
Yeah.
Where's this one from?
It's a convenience store,
Yeah, 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
This now makes 2. The next one is a felony offense. Instead of days, you're looking at years. I hope you appreciate and understand that.
Yes, sir, you told me the last time.
You don't want a probation to try to keep it off your record?
I wouldn't mind, but would I be able to, it would be open still?
No. Well, it'd be closed, but you're on probation, but you do a 6-month deferred if you do an anti-theft class, and if you don't test positive, you get out of here, you don't have a conviction on your record. And then, at the minimum, I'm telling you, when you get a theft on your record, you become unemployable. No one hires thieves. No one. You have a job now, but I'm telling you, in 6 months, you're probably not. History is that every single person goes through at least 8 to 10 jobs in their lifetime. What are you doing now? Where do you work now?
I work in a manufacturing warehouse.
Okay. Right. How much money do you make an hour? That's a great job. And I'm going to tell you that if you stick with this job, fantastic. But the chances are that you're at some point going to move to another job. I'm sorry? Oh, so quit. You might as well quit school if you're going to end up with a theft on your record. Because you going to school makes no difference when you have a theft on your record. No one hires thieves. Why waste your money in school? Quit. I'm telling you. if you really want to amount to something in this life, having a theft conviction on your record is about the worst possible thing you can do. You want to get FAFSA funding for future schooling to become nurse, doctor, whatever, you're not going to get it with a theft conviction. No, they're going to deny you funding just because of a conviction.
I'll discuss with my client, Judge.
I would, if I were you, I would do a deferred, successfully completed, and that point, it doesn't end up on your record. And you need to also understand in Montgomery County, they're a lot tougher than they are here. So you need to work as hard as you can to try to not end up with a theft on your record. Yeah, I'm cool with it, and that's what I would do. Don't. You're ruining your life. Stop freaking stealing. If it's not yours, don't take it. Hey, I know you're in a rush, so as soon as you get done, just we'll get you out. And if you want to do it tomorrow or the next day, we can do that too.
I think she got work covered today, wanted to come today and do it.
Okay, then, and look, you can always zoom in as well, so you can make your, isn't it at 8:45? It's at 9 o'clock? Oh, you gotta go now? Go, and we can do it via Zoom, and then she's here already.
Okay.
Right? Okay, trying to get in the waiting room, and I'm kind of weary about letting.
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Walls, this is the best thing for you. We want to look out for you. We want the best thing for you. And if you really are in school, if you really want to better yourself, this is the way to do it. Because I promise you, people don't last but a year, 2 years, 3 years at jobs nowadays. They just don't. And with the theft conviction, you're all but killing any prospects you have to get a job. You want to get an apartment, not with the theft conviction. You understand? Now, I will cut you loose as soon as you get this done. All we want you to do is understand that this is not a good way to go. All you do is hurt yourself. I mean, even if they get the stuff back, regardless, all you're doing is you're hurting yourself and you're killing yourself. Don't do it. You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, right to be arraigned, charge right to open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. You know, instead of the community service, I'd rather her do like a effective decision-making class instead, like even an online one. You know, if community service is, I mean, I'd rather you learn something from this. So if you would prefer, we could have you do an effective decision-making class in lieu, which is a lot better anyways. Now, all you have to do is the anti-theft class, the other class, and if you do that, stay out of trouble, I'll take you off in half the time. It could literally be done in 3 months. And then at some point in the future, if you behave yourself, you can even seal this thing so the general public can't see it. That's the ultimate goal, all right? How do you plead to the offense of theft, man? Guilty or not guilty? I will not find you guilty. I will withhold that. Waiver fees, please, all of it. You're not going to have to pay for anything as far as supervision, anything. I can't pay for the outside classes. You'll have to do that. But with everything else here, you're not going to have to pay. Just do a good job. Don't pick up any new cases. Good luck. Thanks, Will.
Thanks so much, Judge.
Of course. Hey.
I cannot work to pull it. I cannot.
Okay, done. Kareem Khalifa. Mr. Khalifa, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're also charged with
The terroristic threat, Your Honor, that I was appointed on, I would say maybe a month ago. And this allegation predates when he was put on bond.
So he's on bond for a terroristic threat and a felony assault, right? And now I see he's picked up a criminal mischief. Are you telling me the criminal mischief happened prior to the terroristic threat?
Your Honor, it's in the probable cause statement. The allegations are that it happened on or about August the 8th. And I believe the terroristic threat was the same day, so they didn't file it.
I have the criminal issue is August sixth, and the terrorist threat is August.
Jada Jordan?
Let's see what the charging instrument says.
Okay.
Yeah, did you see it's August 6th?
Yeah, the criminal mischief is August sixth, the terrorist threat is August eighth.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Mr. Khalifa, so let's do probable cause, but I don't even know what happened, please.
Thank you. On August sixth, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers near the complainant who advised that she is the defendant's wife and they have one child together. The complainant stated that the defendant damaged her vehicle, causing $1,921 in damage. The complainant stated that on August sixth, her vehicle that she solely owns was parked in a gated apartment parking lot located at 2929 Rolito Drive in Harris County, Texas. The complainant obtained a surveillance video from the leasing office of the defendant damaging the side mirror of her car with his hands. The paint on the vehicle was damaged with an unknown object. Photos were also obtained showing the damage to the car. The vehicle was taken to the repair shop and given an estimate of $1,921 to repair. The defendant is currently on bond in Harris County for a terroristic threat and assault of a family member with previous conviction against the same complainant.
Okay, have you reached out to the complaint witness since this has been filed? He's not had any contact, right?
So she did say that she believes that he's been contacting her and leaving voicemails and text messages.
I sure hope to hell not.
Judge, she also says
And can I
that,
say something if you don't mind?
she also says that, she believes that he created a fake Facebook account and was sending her requests as like a friend request. And I believe she also said he tried to send her messages through Facebook as well.
Prove it. Because if you can, I'm gonna put his butt in jail in a heartbeat. So you need to do what you can. If he is somehow contacting her through some kind of one reason or the other, Mr. Khalifa, I swear on everything that's holy, if you are trying to reach her one way or the other, if they prove it to me, I'm gonna make your bond so high your teeth are gonna fall out. Do you understand? No contact means no contact from any source. Social media, smoke signals, Snapchat.
I understand from now on it, no even see her pictures. But I never contact her by the.
Prove it. Elena, get it. Show me. If you can show me that it's him, one way or the other, I'll hog time.
I'm the one I have messages from her.
When we do court orders, we mean business, Mr. Khalifa. And I don't appreciate it if someone is trying to use backdoor means to get in contact with another person. You need to understand that this relationship, look at me, this relationship is over. It is over. There are a gajillion other fish in the sea, Mr. Khalifa. Find someone else. But this one's over. You have children with this person.
I just want to say something. It's
Your
not
Honor, he
against.
Just let me talk.
Do you
Your Honor,
have children with this? Does he have
He
children?
does, Your Honor, and I believe there's a protective order that was signed by a family law court. At the last setting, I think you amended the order to allow him to have contact with his daughter, with his mother facilitating it.
Okay.
As you know, I'm not a family law attorney, but
No,
I think there's another protective order from a family law court that might trump that.
I just want to say one word, please.
So I've advised.
As long as it's not about the case, you can, Mr. Khalifa.
The protective order about my daughter.
Well, is it the one that I issued or another judge issued?
It's another judge, Your
Excuse
Honor.
my English.
Was it the domestic violence court, the 280th, or who was it? Do you know, Mr. England?
I did download it. I don't have it pulled up here, but
You can always go back and ask them to amend it. The worst they can tell you is no.
You know what? She always stay with me, my daughter. She never had it for 1 hour. You know what? She did the protective order and she gave it to my mom, not even in her apartment.
I've advised him to get a lawyer.
Understand, if you don't agree with the protective order, go back and ask them to amend it.
From where I can afford all of this attorneys, I'm taking employment now. You know what?
I mean, I've given you a lawyer here. I can't give you a lawyer there.
My car.
Look.
I'm only trying to help you with your daughter, Mr. Khalifa. About all this other stuff.
I need my daughter. That's it. I'm sorry, I'm diabetic.
Look, it's okay.
Yeah, I just need my daughter, you know. I don't know why she took it if she doesn't even have it in her apartment for 1 hour. She left it with my mom, disability. She has a mental problem. She stay with my mom. So even I cannot go and see my mom. So how come? If she love her daughter, why she doesn't have it?
Look, this is not the
Go
court.
back,
This is a
go
different.
back. So what, are you working now?
No, I'm taking employment. How I'm gonna work with the GPS monitor if she has 20 years protective order of me? So why you put me this one? I'm diabetics too. Even I'm always like etching, like.
Because I don't want you to go over there. That's why I put it on there.
Okay, I have already protective. I will never be there. Why I have to go there? I'm sorry.
You still should be able to work even though you have the monitor on your ankle. That's not preventing you from working. If you want to work.
I'm diabetics, who are very bad diabetics. I'm taking like 7, 8 insulin, shotting like every day.
And that prevents you from working?
No, but I can work like something like office job. This is what I used to do. I used to be a supervisor of 11 locations of overstock furniture, sir. Under me was 160
So
employees.
why aren't you trying to go get another job?
I cannot, my background. And guess what? The one she did felony on me, I'm sorry to talk to you. This is DA. This is all I have a people.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about the case.
Yeah, but this is false case.
Yeah. Okay. Look, this is only Mr.
Look, the only thing I'm going to tell you now, and I'm just going to do it one more time. If you want to visit your daughter, you need to go to the family court and ask them to amend the order so that you can get access to the child.
I'm gonna do it.
Let me talk. So it is in the 280th, Your Honor. It looks like it was issued August 22nd of this year.
Oh, so it's just issued. And what is it? What is it about? What does it say?
It's just a protective order, and it looks like it was a default.
Because I do not show the. I'm sorry again. I'm so sorry.
Okay, look, when you don't go, they get whatever they want. You have to
I have a
go.
lot to say, but you know.
If you have a lot to say, then go. But you not going, she's gonna get whatever she wants. You can ask them to reopen it, to amend it, to fix it, to give you access. But if you don't go, that's your own damn fault. You have to go.
Advisor, attorney to help me out. I don't know where. Yes, sir.
There's got to be some kind of, you know what I would do? Go to the law schools, okay? The law schools have legal clinics with lawyers that can help you out.
Law school.
Right. Go.
Start legal aid.
I called them. They told me no.
Okay, then go to another one. Don't just give up. Go to, if you hit one roadblock, get up, dust yourself off, hit the next one.
I want to tell you something. I got bachelor degree, okay, from, I have a bachelor degree, like, I never been I was born here in Texas. I never had any ticket in my life or any background or anything.
Okay.
All this happened from the lady. You know why? Because she has a deportation and I don't know before.
Look, we're not in trial.
So you're telling me that one person can get under your skin so much
Yes, sir.
that they have now caused you to get 4 different criminal
You want to
cases?
know why, sir?
Look,
No, I don't care.
please, let's not.
I don't understand how you were not mentally strong enough to move on and get away.
Because this is not happening, whatever she said.
All right, we'll have our day in court. Just today, now's not the time. All right.
I'm sorry.
Listen, go back to the family court,
I will.
ask them to reopen it. And I'm sure that because it's a default, hopefully they will, and they'll give you at least some limited access. Don't try to contact this person because I'm telling you now,
I don't at all.
if they show me that there are,
Can
they
I
have
say
issues.
something, please?
No, that's all I want you to know. All right. Yes, Mr. Elik and Mr. Khalifa, the bond conditions I put in you now, just no drugs, no alcohol, no contact, no going within 200 feet of where they live, where they work. Don't contact, and that's it. As long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be friends. You understand? Okay, I hope not. Okay, Mr. Eva.
No, because he said 200 foot.
Just from the complaining witness in this case. That's it.
My mom crossed the street, so how?
I'm not doing anything with your mom.
She's not a part of this.
She's not a part of it.
Talk to Mr. Yu. Please.
Your mom has nothing to do with this, just the complaining witness. That's it. Okay? All right. Good luck. Take care. Go ahead, remember. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On or about February 19th, 2024, an officer was dispatched to a Harris County, Texas hospital.
Okay, please.
An officer was dispatched to a Harris County, Texas hospital in regards to an assault call. The officer talked to the complainant, who said that she and the defendant had been in a dating relationship for 2 years and do not live together. The complainant explained that after an argument, the defendant began striking her head with closed fist punches, causing pain. The complainant ran to the bathroom where the defendant grabbed her by the hair. As the complainant screamed, the defendant stated, "If you keep screaming, I'll keep hitting you." As the defendant placed one hand on her neck and applied pressure for 30 seconds, causing pain and the inability to breathe. At the hospital, the complainant told the police that it was difficult to swallow and her ear still hurts.
Yo, you think this is the club? Don't talk. Yes, you.
Mr. Williams. Matter of fact, do me one favor, sit one seat back.
Mr. Bassi, don't talk to people, please.
Complainant advised that it was difficult for her to swallow and her ear hurts from the closed fist strikes. The officer observed the complainant at the hospital with a neck brace and dried blood on her ear.
Mr. Cobbs, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, and then you must come back. If you fail to come back, I will 10 times the bond that you have now. Do you understand? No.
I'm on color. I mean, like, I gotta call and do the every day.
Now sending you for a drug test. Do you understand? You must come right back. Are you working?
Yes.
What do you do?
Warehouse part-time.
Okay, I'm sending you for a drug test, and I want you to come back, and then we'll talk about your lawyer's situation. As far as it stands now, I don't want you to have contact with this person. Don't be in possession of weapons. Do you understand? I don't see a protective order has been issued, guys. Have you seen on Cobbs?
On the AFM judge, I'm looking at the
Rachel, I'd like to send Mr. Cobb for a drug test right now.
and I'll see Moet, a misdemeanor on the felony. I see a Moet.
Can you file one so we can do one as well? So that if you
Sure, I
tries
can
out,
file- I can file.
please. Okay. I'm entering now what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies Araceli Maria Montano as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person, commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.072 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot be in possession of a weapon or go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand? If you violate this court order, the state can and will file additional cases against you, and then you violate that, I can hold you at no bond. Zero bond, and I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every single person in Harris County. Do you understand, Mr. Cobb?
Judge, if he's being monitored, do I need to file bond petitions as well?
No,
Okay.
but I want the mow up so that if he tries to, get out there and
Yes.
act the fool, then we can hold him. Okay, Mr. Cobb, I'm gonna have you sign, well, first I'm gonna have you come up here, sign the order for protection. After that, I'm gonna have you sign a reset, then we're gonna send you for a drug test, and then we'll see you here back in 30 minutes.
All right, page 6.
It stops today. You tested positive for methamphetamine, cocaine, THC, and ecstasy. It ends today. From now forth, you'll be required to come every Monday and Thursday to take a drug test. And if you continue to test positive for anything whatsoever, I will put you in jail, and I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand me?
It's the only thing I just got out just being in my system, but I'm saying I can work. So it's like, how y'all want me to come every day?
If I wanted to,
I'm already calling.
Put you in jail right now. That's why I'm giving you the opportunity now. But you now know, as of today going forth, if you test positive for meth, cocaine, ecstasy, that stuff stays in your system, at least the cocaine, 2-3 days max. So the next time I have you come, if you test positive for anything, I'm not going to take you in custody now for the weed, but I'll give you about a month and a half to clean from the weed. And if you test positive for weed again after a month and a half, I'm going to put your butt in jail. Do you understand? All the dope stops now. And if you can't stop it on your own, I'm going to do it for you. It's going to happen one way or the other, and I don't care. I am giving you now the opportunity to stop it on yourself, and you need to do whatever you need to do to get that monkey off your back, whether it's doing AA classes, whether it's doing NA classes, whether it's doing something else, but because if you don't.
So how are you saying the testing, like, when am I supposed to come? Because I called and now you saying call, come Monday,
Don't worry about
Thursday.
calling, because I'm having you coming every Monday and Thursday. You ain't got, or you got to call for the felony case, because I.
That's why I'm saying I don't understand this, and I work so hard. That's going. I already got this on my leg, and like I'm not finna. They not gonna. I can't just be leaving the job and showing up late. I've been in court 3-4 times. I've been over here to 49. This whole week I've been missing and back and forth to work.
I'm supposed to have sympathy because you picked up an assault case and then you picked up a choking case?
I'm saying, how can I take all these drugs?
And you've got all this dope on you? No.
All right, sure.
The problem is that I can't trust you to.
I gotta call every day and take.
Listen, what I'm saying is I can't trust you to tell me, all right, I'm gonna stop.
I will stop. I just got on this. That's what I'm saying. Y'all gonna make me lose my job coming. I don't have a car. I gotta come Uber. I stay far and I gotta go to work. Monday, Thursday, that's work days. Then I gotta find my way back to work. Then I gotta call when they call. That's gonna be 3 times a week for that. Like that's just, that don't even. I'm trying, but like I just got on it. I can stop. I ain't even started. I just got out of jail a few days ago. Now you saying come twice a week.
Here's what I can do for you. I will have you come here once a week. On the other day, you got to go to a Quest Diagnostics where you live and take a test there, but I can't pay for it there.
Okay.
A Quest Diagnostics, which is a drug lab that you can take a test at to show me that you're not using. I'm willing to work with you in that way, but I can't pay for it then. You're going to have to pay for your own drug test then. While here, when you come to downtown, I can pay for it for you.
So I go to 49 San Jacinto once a week. And then I got
And on your other day, you can go to a Quest and take a test there. They have them all over the city. So I'm sure there's one 5 minutes to your house. You're just going to have to find them.
So I just, you know,
Mr. Cobb,
so that's just, that's just, I don't even like, all right, so.
listen, I'm very happy that you're frustrated and this sucks for
I'm
you.
not frustrated, I'm just trying to figure out how to make it to work, so I paying my fee to be able to.
You ain't got no fees with me.
I'm just saying.
You ain't got no fees with me.
So if I do that, how long can I get off of this? So, 'cause I don't have money to be going Uber. I don't even know. That's gonna be 3-4 times a week.
And I know that you're not using is when I'll take you off.
All right.
You want a lawyer too, Mr. Cobb?
Yes.
All right. I'll give you a lawyer. It's not a problem. All I want is you to not be violent and you not to be using. That's all I want. And if I can find that cop, I want to say Randall Cobb, but that's football. If I can find that Ronald Cobb, the one that doesn't use, that doesn't be violent, then I'm a happy person. That's who I want to find. I don't know where he is, but I want to find him. And if you can show him to me, I'll be happy. Can you appoint him a lawyer, please?
Yes.
Okay. All right, man.
I'm gonna just come down here because I don't know where to go look for a test or whatever. I just come
So
down
I'll
here.
have you talk to a lawyer and then I'll let you choose what you want to do. Whatever you want to do, I'm happy to do.
So today, Friday. So when do I come?
Monday.
I'm already scheduled. So I'm scheduled to go to 49 Monday already. So
Okay. So
what time do I?
hang you're killing two birds with one
It
stone.
don't matter what time I just go.
Don't go there at 4 o'clock.
Oh,
You
no.
go there at 4 o'clock, they're
Yeah,
not
nah,
gonna
I know.
I'm gonna issue a warrant. Okay. Do you need him to sign a receipt?
You already signed.
Okay, so just hang tight. We're gonna find you a lawyer if you want to take a seat in the box. Oh, basic. Got it. Okay, Basie's ready.
Henry Basie?
Kenneth Williams. Sir. Good morning, Mr. Williams. We issued a warrant for your arrest because you were on bond for a criminal trespass with a deadly weapon. And now, what, am I speaking Swahili? What do you not understand about you are on bond for a criminal trespass? You picked up 2 new cases.
Yeah, with a deadly weapon.
Correct. You're on bond for a criminal trespass. And now you've picked up another criminal trespass and an interfering with the duties of a public servant. I don't know what happened. We're going to do probable cause. So let's find out what happened. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Ready?
I'm sorry, Judge, what is the last name again?
Williams.
Yes, Judge.
Kenneth Williams.
On September 13th, 2024, officer unviewed a known trespasser at 4400 North Freeway, standing outside of the Murphy USA gas station. Officer attempted to make contact with defendant and asked him if he was supposed to be at the location. He stated he was just passing by. Defendant was opening the door for people to go inside the establishment. Officer then tried to detain defendant when defendant began walking away from officer. Officer told defendant to place his hands behind his back and once again told him he was being detained. Officer attempted to detain defendant and he began pushing away from officer by stiffening his arms and body and lowering his body's
center of gravity to make it difficult for officer to place him in handcuffs. One of the officers utilized a takedown to lower defendant to the ground. Officer attempted to put handcuffs on the defendant and he kept stiffening his arms and pushing his legs while stating, "Let me get up, I'm not going to jail. I did nothing. What did I do? I know my rights." It's
Can you
the,
tell me what happened with the other trespass, please, with the deadly weapon?
okay, so this is the same set of facts as the criminal trespass out of the same transaction.
Same place?
There is, yes, Judge, and there is another criminal trespass at 45 East Cross Timbers Street. That was on September 7th. Yes, Judge. Well, older case, it was September 7th and these were September 14th. They're a week apart. It's a different location.
All right, so Mr. Williams, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. So in this case now, what happened was we give you a free bond. You were supposed to come to court. You didn't come to court. You took off. We issued a warrant. I'm telling you what happened.
Oh, okay, no, sir, I was in the hospital. I had my hand. Yes, sir. I never took
Then you're
off.
supposed to come back and let us know.
But
If you were truly in the hospital, all I know, you're out there in the free world and now you've picked up another 2 cases.
I just got out of jail from this. I didn't understand that they never said nothing to me about this, sir. No disrespect to you at all.
It never said nothing to you about what?
When I went, the 14th or the 13th or whatever last week, well, that's why I was coming really, I was coming here to talk about my property and everything, but besides that, I was never told nothing about that.
Let's do this. Let's
Yes,
do
sir.
this. You have a warrant for your arrest. I'm gonna put you in back. But I'm gonna provide you a lawyer now and let's find out what we're gonna do with your cases. And then I'll bring you back out and we'll talk. Okay? But we gotta figure out what we're gonna do with you. You've got an open warrant now.
How? I know.
Because you picked up 2 new cases. You're not supposed to pick up new cases.
Hospital, sir, I had my paperwork and everything, sir.
Goes with you. I'm gonna appoint you a lawyer. Mr. Williams, don't worry. We're gonna try to reach something with your cases. But I'm gonna give you a lawyer now. We're gonna figure out what happens. Okay? All right.
Remember, we just talked, let's go talk.
Wonderful. Vic?
Oh, this is Martin on page 15.
Good morning, Mr. Martin.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Martin, you're charged with indecent exposure. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
July 18, 2024, officers were dispatched to an apartment complex in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officers met with the complainant who stated that he was being followed by the defendant who was masturbating in front of the complainant on multiple occasions. The complainant stated that on June 6, 2024, he was painting an apartment in a public area of the complex when the defendant showed up and began masturbating in front of him. Complainant has video footage of the incident and showed officers where the defendant can be seen standing roughly 20 feet away from the complainant with his shirt lifted and the front of his shorts down, rapidly stroking his penis.
Where is, you said this is apartment complex?
Yes.
What apartment complex is this?
1 second, Judge.
Mr. Martin, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond to keep it in your pants while you're outside. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you pick up any more cases like this, you start acting like this, I will put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. Do you live at this apartment complex? I don't know what we're gonna do because I don't want you to go within 200 feet of this person. I don't care. I don't know how we're gonna handle this now because I don't want him going anywhere near this person. Is this a maintenance worker or who is it?
I believe so, because it said he's painting, a public area in the apartment complex.
Can you do me a favor? Would you mind guys reaching out to the apartment complex, perhaps the manager, finding out who this person is, how we can keep them away, where Mr. Martin lives in relation to everything so that they don't accidentally bump into each other. Mr. Martin, I'm telling you now, if I find that you start acting a fool again like this or doing anything like this in the public, you know what happens. You got out of jail because we gave you a PR bond. What's going to happen if I raise it up to 10, 15,000? If you don't have anyone to pony up that kind of money, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this thing is over with. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, for now, I want him to just take a seat in the jury box while we figure out about the apartment complex. I'm gonna have you sign up. Hold on, how old are you? What do you do for a living?
I'm gonna start working soon for valet, in the downtown.
Did you graduate from high school? Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
What did you do after high school?
After high school, I went to college for a couple years. Then I had dropped out due to personal problems, and I just started working ever since.
What happened? What, as far as personal problems?
Just
Why stop? I mean, you're headed in a good direction. Why stop?
Well, in the midst of personal problems of me and my family was on the brink of homelessness sometimes, and I had to drop out of college to basically get a job or another job to basically help pay bills within our household. So,
when is the last time you've had a full-time job?
About 3 weeks ago.
Doing what?
I was working at Popeyes as a cashier.
Okay. Who do you live with now?
I live with family currently. I'm sorry.
Who? Mom, dad?
Mom.
Do they know about this case?
They some information, but not the full details of the case.
Be careful, because I will give you a lawyer today, Mr. Martin, but you know, if you start acting up and I put you in jail, everyone's gonna know about it real quick. And then things are just gonna go sideways. You have the opportunity now. We gave you a free bond. You were out there now in the free world. Don't act up in the free world, otherwise I'll take it away from you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to trail anyone, not only this person, but anyone. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll have you go to Victoria Sign and Reset. In the interim, I'm going to have you fill out an application for an appointed lawyer, and then I want to find out from them more information, and then we'll revisit this. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Judge, I'm so sorry. I have the name of the apartment. I believe it's the residences at the mid. But also, based on the rip call, it's saying that the complainant is painting, so I'll call.
Yeah, I'd like to know, can we somehow, yeah, please. Oh, then let's wait. We'll wait. Look, we've got time. It's still early. And if you're the only one here, then don't, because we'll wait. He can wait. Thank you. Sorry, Ellen. Is that it? That's it?
Page 17.
He's out and about following people allegedly and going at it.
Okay.
My concern is that he lives in an apartment complex where this was allegedly happening.
On Holly Hall?
Yes, sir.
So I want to craft conditions that he doesn't go anywhere near the complaining witness. And if this person is a regular worker at the complex, we might have an issue. I don't know.
He is an employee. So he works there. Every time I spoke to him, he said like that was my work site at the time. Does he work there?
So I tried reaching out to him. I called several times. He not pick up a left voicemail. I tried to contact the apartment complex. It does not transfer to a real person. It says go contact on our website. So I filled out the contact form. And yeah, so
I get it.
so if the complainant is just an employee who works in the apartment complex.
Problem is those guys, they're floating all over the apartment complex, and I don't want him to run in. I don't want you to have contact with this person, right? I don't want you to actually bump into him. You're making it as awkward as it can be. And I don't want you to make it any more awkward for this person who all he's trying to do is work and earn a living.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know how we do this, Carl, because I don't want him to have contact with this person, yet the person works all over the complex. He's the maintenance man.
Right.
I think a no contact order would actually, admonition would actually suffice in this one because the complaint's been pretty responsive to me.
Okay, but
I think no contact
no
order.
contact, but he can still be across the way, still doing what he's doing.
If he's continuing to do what he's allegedly doing, he would pick up a new law violation. I mean, that's already been established by the fact that we've arrested him already for that. So, I think there's no admonishment and no contact. The complainant would tell me.
Because I mean, if you think about it now, though, he's not been contacting him, right? He just goes near him and does what he's doing.
Well,
What I want to
actually,
do is I don't want him to even go near this person.
The complainant hasn't seen him since, so that's actually, from what I understand, when I contacted him just yesterday about this case, actually, I contacted him. No, the case notes. Yeah, 2 days ago, sorry. I contacted him 2 days ago. There hasn't been any subsequent contact.
Okay,
so
do you mind just one more time letting him know we've entered in a no contact order and I don't want him to go anywhere near this individual. I don't want you to go near him at all. If he's working at a particular location, you happen to see him, go the other way, walk the other way. You go near him, I'm going to put you in jail. That's it. You know, if your family is truly having problems with money now, do you think that they're going to want to pony up $5,000 to $10,000 to get you out? No. So that's, you know what's going to happen. Because if I see it again, your bond will be $10,000 to $15,000. That's it. We mean business. You understand?
No contact without the address exclusion.
Okay, so Mr. Martin, no contact, no weapons, and just don't go near him. I mean, I guess 10 feet, but does it give a distance of what the normal interaction now was? Was it like 10 feet, 10 feet?
It doesn't give it. No, it doesn't give a distance, Judge. I'm not aware. I don't think the complaint.
You're smart enough to know, just don't. Okay, I guess that'll suffice, Carl, and we'll see. I've given you a lawyer. It's your responsibility to stay in touch with Carl. He will help you with this case, you know. The other thing that you need to understand is these types of cases, if you pick up a second one, you have to register as a sex offender. And you register as a sex offender for a minimum of 10 years. And I'm going to tell you, once you get on that registry, your life is basically over. Everyone knows about it. You can't do anything in your life without being monitored by everyone, the federal government, local law enforcement, district attorneys across the state, really. So take it to heart. Okay, guys, thanks.
Is those states bond conditions?
Yeah, states, yeah.
Can't see anything, I just-
Okay. I mean, it's not the definitive, but at least gives us some proof, you know?
Yeah.
Henry James Basie. Where did you think that you were coming today? To the beach? You have from 2008 a prior interference, 2014 assault of a family member, in 19 an assault impeding breath, a choking case, in 2015 a theft, 2017 a theft. Now, I don't even know what's he charged with here now? This is a first for me. Okay, so what you're charged with impersonating a private investigator. on September 13th, 2024, did then and there unlawfully impersonate a private investigator by intentionally and knowingly purporting to act as a security guard for a bar establishment and conduct pat-downs of persons entering the establishments and requesting identifications by persons entering the establishment. This is a Class A misdemeanor. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. Mr. Bassi, next time you come here in court in shorts, I'm going to send you right back out and we'll reset your case the next day. Do you understand? It's a complete lack of respect. And you've had now, this is your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your 6th case. You know better. Okay.
On September 13, 2024, a law enforcement officer conducted an investigation at 2709 Airline Drive in Harris County, Texas. This location is a known bar/club. The investigation was conducted in an undercover capacity, and the detectives were dressed in plain clothes and driving unmarked police vehicles. Prior to this investigation, the detectives received a tip that the bar was operating illegally by selling alcohol during prohibited hours and also had minors inside working and consuming alcohol. Prior to the investigation, the law enforcement officers discovered that the bar was operating under an alcohol license. Upon entering the bar, the law enforcement officers were stopped at the door by the defendant. The defendant was wearing a security shirt. The defendant told the officers to empty out their pockets and conducted a pat-down search. While inside of the location, the officers observed the defendant conducting a search of all patrons that were entering the location and would close the front entrance after every patron entered. The officers also observed the defendant periodically check in with the bartender from time to time, a task that a security officer performs at liquor establishments and not a normal patron would be allowed to do. The officer did not observe any underage minors at the location. Upon making contact with the defendant again, he advised that he had a security license, but he did not have an active security officer license, nor has it been documented as having a license in the past.
Sir, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now ordering you as a condition of your bond not to engage in this type of behavior. You're not to act as a security guard or do anything of this nature. If you do, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand? We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire lawyers. So I'm first going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while they get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. And after that, you'll be free to go. When you come back, don't come back in shorts. Come on. Can you file conditions on that, please, and no weapons as well?
Yes, Judge.